can remember you guys played in Melkweg here in Amsterdam, and nobody really knew you guys yet. Yet you had huge success in the States. There were like 20 American students getting crazy up front, and there were like two Dutch people like, well, what is this band?
Oh, were you there? That's so rad. I remember that gig, and it was really exciting for us. Just to be in Europe was great. So if 20 people were there and they were all Americans who knew us from back at home, it was fine. You know, to see so many different places was worth it. And then fortunately, the next time we came back to Europe, Don't Speak had done really well as a single, so everyone knew us. And actually, we came back. After that gig at Melkweg, we came back here and played for 10,000 people. And it was actually at that point in our careers, strangely enough, the biggest show we had ever played, of our own show, you know. So it kind of happened just before we started doing big shows in America. So it was 10,000 people was good. It was.
I can imagine, but I mean, I can also imagine you go like, well, hey, we've been playing this music for like 10 years now. Why didn't you guys show up earlier?
It's the weirdest thing about the music industry, you know. I mean, we had all the years we were together. Let's see, Tragic Kingdom came out in 95. We were together like 7 or 8 years before that had a real big success, and we had a lot of fun all those years. You know, it was. We had a great little following at home. You know, we were like this local band that had a little thing going on, so it was always fun. So you know, we're not too bitter about, you know, not being recognized early. We had, you know, we were growing up and growing as musicians, but we're happy to be here now. That's for sure.
It must take a lot of strength to hold on that long. I mean, there are a lot of bands. I mean, even the Beatles didn't last that long.
That's a really good point. We have this great chemistry amongst the four of us. We've been, I don't know, something even you were saying, just even before the success, we had so much fun together. Just something about us. We've all had a lot of passion for the music, and we're best friends, and so that makes all the difference. And you know, when we were touring for Tragic Kingdom, we toured for it was almost 3 years, and it got kind of rough after a while. You know what I mean? To live with your friends 24 hours a day on top of each other, we certainly got on each other's nerves, you know, and we had our share of arguments and disagreements. But like at the end of it, coming out of that and coming home and getting to chill for a few minutes, we're just like better friends than ever.
Were there ever? Because I mean, you get rumors through the web or through the media that you guys were about to split up. Was it true?
I don't think we were ever about to split up. We were, like I said, we got on each other's nerves a lot. We were living like, you know, most of the time we were in buses. We were on top of each other every moment, and you just get sick of, you know, one another after time. It's just so natural. But the thing is, we were such good friends before all that happened, and fortunately, no one has like major drug or alcohol problems, that were just, you know, all fairly level-headed. I mean, we like to have a good time and party, but nobody's crazy or nuts. And as soon as we got home, and we were home for a few weeks, it just like all that stuff goes away.
Were you anxious before we put the record out that, well, maybe the hype was over? Or?
Yeah, well, there's always a certain factor of that, you know. A band's first big record is always always this buzz and this hype. And going into this record, we knew like, okay, that's worn off. People know who we are. It's not this new thing anymore. But we felt really good about the songs, and we started getting good feedback, you know, from people who were hearing it. And so far, it's been really good. You know, we came out last week. The album came out in America, and it's done really well.
It sold 220,000 copies within a week.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Amazing. It came out at number 2. It wasn't number 1, but 2 is, you know, no one's going to complain about that.
You were beat by NSYNC or something?
Yeah, NSYNC kicked our butts.
Hey, and then I heard that you guys were donating the proceeds of your first tour through America to several good deeds, right?
Yeah. It was like the little kickoff tour in America. We were playing all these shows just the week before and the week of the release. I think it was 11 shows, played in New York and in LA and San Francisco and Boston and Philadelphia, like kind of a lot of the major cities, Chicago. And I don't know, we were going through the tour budget and everything, and we thought, you know what, you know, we've done so well, we've had so much success. Let's just take this money, all, you know, the profits, and and give it to someone and help raise awareness for these charities. And each of us picked something that kind of, meant something to us. And for me, I like to surf, that's my hobby when I have any free time. We live in LA, and that's what I do. I surf, and there's this group called the Surfrider Foundation, who they raise awareness and raise money to, basically clean up coastline. And they're big in California, but they kind of do it everywhere as well. They have chapters, all over Europe and all over the world, actually, in Australia and South America. So it's a great organization. So they got some money out of it, but even better than that is they came and set up booths at the shows and, talked to people, in the lobby of these places we were playing. And, we had a link to them on our website. So it's just an easy thing to do. And it's just like bringing a small amount of good into the world. If we can do that, it's like, that's
actually the first thing I noticed is who picked out Surfrider Foundation.
Yeah, that was me. We've had so much good fortune. It's good to spread it around a little bit.
You have time to surf, lift.
The great thing about surfing is it happens in the morning. For the most part, that's the best time. So with being musicians work at night or late afternoon and night. So I could surf every morning when we were making this record, and then record and make music all afternoon. So I had the best life, I swear.
You seen any sharks lately?
No, I think about sharks all the time, though. I'll be really honest with you. And some days I go out there, and it just feels like sharks. I don't see them, but I just think, they're in there. I know. But some days we go out, and there's a lot of dolphins that live off the coast of California, and seals as well. And some days we'll be out there, and we'll see like, oh, wow, there's a couple dolphins. They'll cruise by. They'll be like right there. And they're big. These are like 800-pound creatures. And it's a little bit frightening to be in the water with a wild animal like that. I mean, they're not man-eaters, but they're certainly capable of
Causing menace. Yeah.
Causing problems, yeah.
What do you get out of surfing, actually? I mean, does it give you peace of mind, or you must be a soul surfer since you love nature so much?
Yeah, it's like, it's definitely this peaceful thing. Just, it's like so much to it. There's just something about just being out in the water and being kind of separated from all the like stress of normal life. It's like really great way to unwind. But at the same time, catching a wave is, it's this bizarre little thing where this water is energy. This wave is coming from 1,000 miles away, and it's been traveling through the ocean, and you just jump on it and ride it for 10 seconds. And it's just, I don't know, it's this like really cheap little thrill, but there's so much, there's so much work to do. And, I love it. I highly suggest it for anybody. It takes a bit of work. It took,
How long did it took you?
I surfed a little bit when I was a teenager, but I really started when we got home from Tragic Kingdom. It took me about 3 or 4 weeks of going every day to really get, so that I could know what I was doing. And then, addicted ever since.